Hey Jay, how's it going, eh? Jay. Jay. Happy today. You see the wispy clouds? Whoop, whoop. I think the other lighter's in my pocket of a shirt or my purse or on the floor. I'm not sure. Oh man. Bird action. I just realized I forgot my glasses. Can't see. Can you see me now that I have my glasses on? Ah, can you see me now? Hey. Okay. Battery at 81. What time is it? Time is it, Mr. Wolf? 10:52 on the 2nd Eastern Time. Great. I only brought 2 decks of cards out. What will be, will be. Boom. Never hold the book up, eh? I never do. Well, once in a blue moon. Boom. Stag wants to come double. With number 58. Ooh, 58. 5 and 8 is 13, 31. And then 3, Trinity. Yeah, we might not talk much. They might not talk much. It's probably for the highest and greatest good that I just... Yeah, it's gorgeous, eh? It's a beautiful day, U2 style. So I got like, I don't know what the word would be. I've got a big warning of copyright. So I'm gonna need to make a different playlist and put music on again at night. Oh. Who knew the bare naked ladies would get me like the biggest warning? You know, knows. Red. Snoopy and the Red Baron. Just gonna throw out sinks. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. We should have shad flies any day now. Any day now. Shad flies will come. Hoping for a record year. Yeah. When locals be saying like, I never seen so many shad flies my whole life type of year. That would be great, eh? Boom, Hera, Alliance, Alliance, all I-ins, Alliance. Yeah, it is a beautiful sky. Hey, Chad, welcome. Myers, Myers. Myers reminds me of James Douglas Morrison, but I'm a weirdo with my words. Alliance, all I ants. Ooh, ants. I had ants all over me earlier. Well, not all over me. That's kind of gross. That's a lot. Like a couple. Just a couple. Peacock. Anybody got a peacock sink? Peacock feathers. Shine. Shake the tail feather. That was funny. I don't know what you guys see in the screen because it's so tiny. So it depends on what you're looking at, on what device and what you're... But when I was streaming last night and the song was... The bird was like shaking his butt at the same time. I know it was probably you. He's like, that was me. Oh man. He's back on a giggles train, so that's like, wee. Happy to be alive and giggling. That's how much these waves are. Alliance. Alliance. Chad, are you a Charles or is Chad your like original name? Chad is Charles. Ooh, you're in Tennessee? Right on. You never been to Tennessee? You only been to America twice, see? You got rain. The weirdest, it's not weird, but winds are coming through and like the lightning activation around, but we're not getting it. So when it pops, it's going to pop. You know that feeling when you know it's coming? The sun is just around the bend. I would hang off the deck to show you, but apparently it's immovable. Deck. That's not safe.
I can feel that.
I know, I just made the whole house shake.
Yeah, you did.
How do you get a shrimp to make the whole house shake? Original name? Right on. Oh, right on. You had peacocks growing up. In Tamagami, there was specific place that has peacocks. So that was cool. Like a lot of just fast access to peacocks and bears. Tamagami. Who knew? I know. You move to the middle of nowhere and people are like sprouting peacock feathers everywhere. So I'm hoping it's like going to be high noon soon and the herons are going to pass by. You might see the herons. They pass by whether I'm outside or not, but you know,
Did you take a bite of every single left piece of my watermelon?
Did I do that?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, like,
I can't
I didn't eat this. I didn't eat this. I didn't eat this. I did not eat this. You said you didn't even want any.
I don't even like watermelon.
Then why'd you take a bite of every single one of my slices that are left?
Because I wanted to be Goldilocks.
There's more than 3 in there.
Well, there's definitely no bears that showed up. Just you.
Oh my god.
Shit. Watched it on a live stream.
Yeah.
Oh no. This is my dirty laundry. What happens in the fridge is supposed to stay in the fridge. But no. Oh my god. What? I don't know what you speak of. I'm having a mother moment. I'll be right back. Did you want me to do anything, or are you just gonna like verbally like slam the door? Shut the door, baby. I swear, this shit only happens to me. I know I couldn't stop with one bite. They were just Mike. There was like cut watermelon in the fridge, and I just like, yeah. How's it going? My sky's 5D. You got laundry? You going to the mat today? You going to the laundry mat, or are you going to a person's house? If I had a like washer and dryer, I would let you come over. So last night, in your comments, Mike, my sky's 5D, of your live stream, which I totally missed. I was guided to look at my phone, and then I didn't look back. And then when I did, 30 minutes later, you had just finished your live stream. So I wasn't on the ball, but I wasn't meant to be there, I guess. But at the time, I was like, what? Like, shh. My sky was like past 5D. You know what I mean? And yeah, when I did watch your live stream, listen to it, the connection of the colors amped up to orange with the sound of your voice. It was so cool. So cool. See the bird? It was so cool. My nature syncs up with videos that I watch sometimes, depending on the energy flow. Right on. You're going to go to the shooting range, have a BB gun band practice day? Right on. Are you going to share it? Sharon is Kieran. I'm watching Terran tactical vids. Just to get the bang out. I know. If something makes your body react, we'll go watch more of it, right? Go figure. Hera Alliance. Am I gonna read her? She doesn't come up often. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. You too. Ooh, you too. Mike. Yeah, I know what you mean. It keeps going to new level. It keeps getting interesting. And this may never end because I want more of it. Well, I don't. I don't want more of this type of leveling up. I'm like, honestly, I feel like an anime type of fucking, I'm in a movie, and I swear, Mike, like what I'm guided to witness, and the knowing of the time bending element, all of it is just so big. So yesterday it's so fucked up. So fucked up that, like, if I stop at a light, you can be sure that what's on the other street corner is exactly what I'm thinking of, either as a plate or as a color before. And it matches with the song. Like yesterday, we were at a specific spot, and I was just checking for like the letter type of passing sinks on the trucks. So I didn't do my spot check the way I usually do. But I was thinking of a certain person, and then when I lifted my eyes, I realized, you know what I mean? Like, it was the person I was thinking about, which is so random, you know, that was going to the west as I was going straight. And it just, that's how synced everything is. And it's very random, and it's to the point of thinking of a name, and that person's channel comes up within hours. That's just everything. But the witness of what I'm guided to is like, it doesn't even make sense said out loud on a certain level, because it's so like, what the fuck? I can't make this shit up, you know? Yeah. Yesterday, one of the things that happened on the highway is like a car cut us all off. And in the most like unusual, like, whoa, why would somebody do that like that? And not judging it, but just slowing right down. And then realizing like there was a whole section of like 4 different cars and people from the cars having a turtle pass on Highway 17, which, you know, it's like one road in, one road out around here in some places. And just, it was cool. It's just that feeling of like, whoa, people are doing stuff that's radical on natural, the good ways, right? But then this morning, one of the first and only vids that's brought into my awareness is somebody sharing that as well in their reality. So just the flow, right? It's so flow. Hey DNHD, how's it going? Just gonna scroll. My sky, it's all there to challenge you, to see it as a part of you, to not reject, deny, or separate yourself from any of creation. Exactly. And what I'm sent to and guided to is witnessing people make choices in ways that just, it's like I said, there's just, and I don't go out much. I don't do much because a lot of it is like, I can't describe it. It's all past words, Mike. It is. I'm going marvelously hip here. Right on. Meridian, 100th Meridian is my like song passing through the most. Boom. The Greek goddess Hera, wife of Zeus, knew intimately that positive alliances lead to great power. And at this moment, you're magnetized to receive aid from people who have greater wisdom and can help you to the next level. That's important. Making connections with others and finding strategic partnerships is favorable right now as you explore the nature of becoming empowered by association. Exactly, that thing of building the strong foundation within, as above, so below, to have that confidence to be empowered by association. It's not really lone wolf time anymore. That doesn't benefit the greater good of the all, and certainly not the individuals. And that empowered by association. being guided and allowing the frequencies that empower, like, and just like boom, 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 that muse-like energy. It's 11:11 on the second. Aw, Dean, thanks for sharing that. Feels good, eh? Just met another woke person. Made my day. Yeah. And sometimes we're not getting the conversation, but at least look for the glow and the feeling of the knowing. Boom, she's a model. Right on. Does she have anything you would want to share? I don't have, I can't even tell who's blue or not the way my screen is. But I have a lot, I don't have a lot, but I have a specific of empowered models, women that I exchange energy with on Instagram, because I don't see it as social media and following people, like that's the words, but it's an exchange of energy. And just there's a purity and a sanctity to the sharing, the visual sharing of our temples. There really is. Thanks for sharing that, Dean. Exactly, Mike. I know, that's why I barely speak on camera about the sky. There's no word lexicon that accurately describes it. Exactly. And I think that pointing out or saying what is what actually is detrimental, because we don't all see things the same way. So one person's dragon is another person's blah, 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 right? On a certain level. And that's where a little bit of the inner community kind of judgment stuff, or if someone doesn't see the same thing or say the same words, there's a lack of accepting and respect for that. So meaning, like the way, Mike, that you're like me, where you do go out into the world and just interact with people on a sky and whatever level as well, right? You don't need for somebody to speak about anything like flat earth, dragons specifically, in order to just have the flow. And then where it flows to is incredible when you allow for people to just see and share what they see. It's amazing. The Alliance card goes with self-worth, because you're able to learn without diminishing yourself, right? Empowered by association means that you gather the strengths together. It's completely logical that somebody can have the, I'm Taylor Swift, I can do everything by myself, right? No. And that's not the way that it is. Gifts gather together and make a huge impact right now. The rewriting of the scripts of like friendship and alliances and merges and trust is needed, like big time. Examples of trust and flow is needed right now. Boom. I didn't read that first, the flat earth thing. I love that you mentioned that. She saw the flat earth license plate and she came over to chat. Marvelous. Boom. I can't believe I said the same thing that you wrote. But do you see though, when you have like the one thing? Yesterday there was a car in front of me and it actually had Sophia on the plate. And like not the numbers were 144, obviously, of course, right? But then underneath, written like the little plate thing that you can have around a license plate in Canada, said Sophia. And that was cool. And that's the thing, is to notice those things and then realize. A lot of people feel like I'm the only one in my community, but you're not. It's just physically not possible. It's just a question of the opening up and the seeing, the wanting, right? A lot of the process is going from complete lone wolf. I don't need anything and anybody. I got my shit together finally inside. May not want to be hurt, but the realization that we're stronger together is really important right now. Really important. And I'm gonna say it, I don't know how long I've been on, but that safety thing, the chaos feeling is still really high. So just, yeah. I think I'll leave it at that. Empowered by association. There's an empowerment to be had to like witness and be there for those that just are not. Right? I'll leave it at that. Yeah, Mike, we all have different catalysts that starts awakening process. It doesn't have to resonate with everyone. It does, the catalyst will not. And the cool thing is when you do find like catalytic things that are common, but there's no bypassing that everyone collectively everywhere has had a catalyst. Whether it's ever going to be spoken of or not does not even matter, right? So the amplification of one individual who allows themselves to just share with an open heart what we're putting out into the frequency amplifies for the collective. So everybody's journey is going to be different because vicariously through the ethers, a lot of people are doing stuff in order to amplify so others don't do or need to harness the same things within. So that's the paving the way and the rewriting the scripts part, why it's like so important, if that makes any sense at all, right? So when one individual opens their heart, that empowers others, whether the words will ever be there or not is not important. It's just the ripple effect, the 100th monkey, right? We only need a certain frequency in order to change reality, like instantly. Mm? Yeah, I love that feeling, eh? When somebody's talking and you get so giddy that your cheeks get all sore. Yeah. How's that feeling? The whole the bitch slap of disclosure on a huge level is that the matrix flip, right? From just harboring so much black into fullness is, there's a big push and pull right now. It's really big. Right on, Chad. I made it back. Oh my god, the 100th monkey. I just learned about that. And my nickname is Giddy. Right on. I'm supposed to be here for sure. Yeah, on a lot of levels. Yeah. Just the Chad is a big sink. And I opened, I don't know how else to say it. I opened up that sink inside me the other day. So, yeah. Matt was on the truck. I said earlier, hey, you're going to do laundry, you go to the laundromat, a Matt truck. You got to get out of the van. It's starting to get hot. Okay, have a good day. Yeah, the 100th monkey to me, that's a game changer in perception. Meaning that when you realize that we manifest that just individually all the time. So what does that mean is one individual can walk into a room of 100 people and ripple effect towards 100 people to feel good, right? Or not. One person can crash a whole room without even meaning to ripple effect. So individually, we have the frequency that ripples out, towards everything and everyone, but when we amplify that together is so much. And the live streaming is what has amplified and made me realize to what point we manifest everything, and we just don't have enough like minds together yet in order to sustain certain frequencies. And I know that just by being a small live streamer and what I'm able to manifest as a frequency during the streams, and only a certain amount of people coming in, and what is said and how that can push and pull if I am not in an awareness in order to keep it at a certain level. Because I live stream alone, the realization of a lot of the the ripple effect of what people feel and how, and what people write and are fully open-hearted about versus what people are hiding and still is felt within a frequency when we're gathered together. So, and I don't know if that makes sense all said out loud there, but giddy up. Yeah. Oh man. The wasp energy is still really prevalent. Know thyself. Stay in the best alignment. Chad, have you learned about your magnet and how to use that field? Yes, but no. What does that mean? I'm self-taught. Whenever I go into too much other knowings, it messes me up on some level, because I have so much that I've taught myself that when something contradicts, and I don't know if that makes sense. So I know about my magnet so strongly that I know that I manifest synchronicity, and then I do that throughout the tribe vibe that I and we manifest throughout the streams and the vids that are just there for the last 2 years. So there's a lot that, although it's in plain sight and although we talk about it, the knowing that the empowered by association, there's a lot of blocking still of open flow. So that changes what the magnetization can be of any magnet. So until there's enough, people in my frequency, energy, flow that are actually honest with me and giving their 144 for real, not just push and pull, back away, give a little, don't give any, give a lot. I haven't busted through certain things, if that makes any sense at all. So I do for myself, but not with and expanded. Yeah, for sure. Our hearts are magnets, and we do speak to each other from great distances. Yeah, I am really in touch, and it just does come naturally. So the knowing that the more I amplify my stuff, the more other people do, whether they're in an awareness or not. So there's a big forgiveness wheel of people not knowing the power of their thoughts. They think they do, but they don't. and just not being able to be fully open because the resistance of not being able to be just like boom, forthright, without hesitation, the consistency. Had the turtle, talking about the turtle earlier. I think there's like I'm not sure if it's just a space between, right? Because the openings coming through, just the lion's gate, I can feel it. But the power, the six, there's a smoothness in the air right now. And if it hasn't hit you yet, then just pull it in, right? Magnetize it. One person's smoothness, just breathe it in, right? Sharing is caring. And that's why I'm just like kind of, I know if I flow, I'm gonna go off into like trigger mode. So. I can't, the way that my screen is right now, Chad, I can't add moderator. So my email is in my about section of my stuff. It's Rewild the Child with Y's. And I'm on Skype and on Instagram and certain things to be able to just be found or exchange energy really fast. So don't mean to promote any channel, but you could offer so much to a group I've been chatting with. Yeah, put me in touch. If it's meant to be, it'll flow, right? There's yeah, I go where I'm meant to be. So if it's meant to be. Sometimes too, that thing of how we find each other. Sometimes the groups within the groups that aren't groups but still of the knowing, it goes far and it goes deep with the community channels for me, the tribe vibe. Specifically just you, Chad, seeing your name brings me back to 2 years ago. A lot of the connections that I had were just short-lived soul contracts of just like exchanging energies, and people did not sustain or stay on YouTube and, you know, continue, you know, watching vids and certain things. And I know that because the frequency's not there. right? But still in my awareness. And you coming and commenting in my stuff like reconnects the Chad that was like a gentleman from I think it was Florida. But what you were saying earlier about the being able to speak from great distances is that he's still in my field. Like I can, right? Me thinking about him just brings him back up. I can feel that he's good, right? And yeah, a lot of people that had not been present will be popping through in vids and comments or making a vid that haven't made a vid in like, you know, months and months. People who haven't popped into YouTube that had prevalent stuff in the comments or vids 2 years ago or 3 years ago are going to be like popping through, mostly as a check-in, but for this part, because here's the thing is that there's a lot of people who it's like I said before, I never expected to be pulling the same cards and saying the certain messages for so long, right? So this alliance, empowered by association part, is coming back. What does that mean is there's a lot of artists and people who were just beginning to play music that now they do, and they're coming back for the frequency of the voices or the editing skills and the frequency. So some people don't even realize that, you know, they're coming back online in order to be guided to find the people that 2 years ago there was comments and then just life got lived, and the alliance time is coming. So especially for seers, right? Seers, people who see past, present, and future, they saw a long time ago a lot of shit, and you know, we're going to be passing through to come and grab the seedlings that got watered and grew, to be honest, right? And a lot of this is the thing too, is that it's not about channels who spoke of certain things. It's about finding the frequency that matches. So the shame and the guilt and the I am a this or I am a that or I was this or I was that really needs to be like shoved out the door, and find the people who empower you. Because the lack of rewriting timelines of strong alliances, new songs, new beats, will take its toll on the ones that have all the stuff inside. I don't remember who it was, but in my comments somewhere earlier I read, forget who wrote it. It's a new person, I never seen the name, or I just started seeing it. I've got so much inside me that I'm going to explode if I don't have anywhere to share it. And that feeling is really big inside of a lot of people, of not having had or ever had anywhere to share the new stuff bubbling up. Because if you didn't dance or didn't do or didn't have all the gifts that are just coming online, there's, you know, like there's people with new eyes experiencing new things all the time. One of the things that feel good, I think I shared the link, and if I didn't, I think I did. It's important. When you meet somebody and the next week you want them to act and think the same way because you met them last week and that's how you want them to be, but that might not be. So when you just attract frequencies, you're always in the frequency of those that are elevating. So it's just not possible. Everyone has to elevate as well. So it's like everyone wants to be seen for who they are, but not allowing other people to grow. So, you know, just because you've known your sister your whole life well, you don't give your sister the chance to have new stuff or to have feelings. You're the only one that has feelings in the family because you're the lone wolf and the black sheep all along. But guess what? So did she. But seeing her and allowing other people to come into the awareness as we find people to merge with and share the stuff. The stagnancy of not flowing for some people is what's taking people offline. And when I say offline, I mean like in the trenches, not knowing where to throw themselves, not even safe in their reality, because there's just so much stuff bubbling everywhere. There's zero lack of not matrixy structure in any reality. So if people don't start to actually trust each other and merge, we're losing a flow all the time. What's potentially right there every day to be like building and building and building is not being taken as the timelines, right? So that's what the next months is about, is like, okay, so we purged all this, let's flow something together, right? If that makes sense. Chad, past love that played a huge role, short time passed away, and I felt her when I saw you. Thank you for saying that, Chad. That gives me shivers, first of all, and it's really important because I do put myself as to have the feeling, right? So one of the biggest things that we can harness in the magnet of us is so important, that our ancestors, our tribe that is our angels, our true legion that's beside us at all times, because we're never alone, do connect us. They do. We are one, and the working together of it is so important. And our avatars, our bodies, especially like when you've been on the path of awakening for so long, you realize that you're resculpted a lot through this journey. Like a lot. Like a lot. Like a lot. Maybe it's because I'm 49 that I'm going to say a lot of times. But the energy signature of us, the aura that we have, the colors, the every single thing, it's just not even possible, especially someone like me that I've kept everything up. I'm not going back to erase stuff and like, oh, I don't want anybody to judge or analyze this period of my channel or this emotion or that. But how our voices, my voice changes all the time, right? There's a cadence, throat chakra openings and heart, everything changes. Just as above, so below. It's huge. Picking up your best friend mom. Not sure if she's doing well. One of the most empowering things I've found in the last couple weeks, because I am being guided towards, or people guided to me, in like they are not doing well at all. They are hanging by the bottom rung. They don't even want to grab the rung. And it's not about speaking. It's not. If people can put out words, whoa, that's awesome. But just driving someone somewhere, Chad, you know, it's so freaking little, the tests and what we're asked and what we can do to help others, or just be there and drive somebody somewhere, is already huge. The being in the same space, allowing the energy without, just unconditionally. People don't have to prove why they don't feel good. They just don't, right? You look like you want to cry. Cry. It's okay. Nobody else is going to say it's okay to cry, but me tells you to cry. The littlest things. And for myself, what I realize is that what I'm living right now is the reflection of every moment that I ever lived something and said I would never leave anybody to be alone in this situation. I would not leave anyone alone. I would not. And those moments are coming back to me. So what does that mean? There's a level of instant, just boom. And yeah. The it's really easy right now, without even doing it, to just feel, to empower everyone around. Be the beacon. Emanate. AJ, emanate. Yeah. Definitely means heart open at this point right now, especially with what I'm putting out. Someone without their heart space very open is not able to sustain standing me right now. Chad, I got a 5-month-old pulling on my mouth, but I'm listening. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would make sense. Watch for feet action. I can activate a 5-month-old feet in ways that, oh my gosh. Thanks for sharing baby energy. Check this out. Gaia fell from the deck. Pregnant. Right? Isn't that awesome? 5 months old. Oh my gosh, me has not held a baby since Lily Rose. Ocean, generosity. Generosity. They kind of match too, eh? Jay. Yeah, you did mention a bit of that the first kind of times you were in the stream, AJ. I remember that. Genevieve, I've been wanting to tell you, look, act, and talk like my mother. And you also share the same birthday as my mom. That's why I was drawn to you. Yeah. I remember we talked about that just a little bit, but I do remember that. And that's the thing of I sustain and I stand by that mother frequency that I'm here to share and put out, right? On some level, Jay, I fought to be seen as and felt as that mother energy, a lot. And the conduit that we choose to be is why we can always feel the energy of a mother or a father when people so choose to emanate that frequency. Does that make sense? So we're in the restructuring of the masculine rising, what actually is masculine power. Masculine have not been taught, and there is not a lot of examples of embodiment, pure embodiment of masculine, and what nurturing is, and giving and allowing all of it, the cycle. But it's so big and coming through like so much right now that there's evidence of it everywhere in my reality, like all the time, right? So it's cool, it's good, it's pure. And that's why the importance of seeing each other through the eyes of what our frequency is, so the mother like vibe and those such things, helps us to feel safe and just good, instead of, it doesn't empower the greater good of the all to play seductress roles. That just empowers a Matrix MK program, right? And we're here to bust what all that is about. So it's important. Yeah, I'm from French. I'm French Canadian. I was born in Quebec, Timiskaming area. So that's about Timiskaming specifically, the town, is about 37 minutes away from here. I'm just near the border, which really wasn't a border before, until the last year became a thing, but the region itself is very rural. It used to be farmland, but it's just not cultivated the same way anymore. Lakes and bush. Temiskaming. The lake itself is very profound, deep. Hi. Yeah. I have the French until I was specifically 6, then English, then flipped to French. And Kelly Ryan O'Brien and I have spoken of this, and a couple other people, but it's one of the reasons that, because I see with my French eyes and English eyes, and plus, I'm more of a word nerd that makes up stuff. I don't, and I've never allowed myself to be imprinted the same way. So other people's perception and the fearing of words is just beyond me sometimes. What people want to see in a word and then put out, because it's like I may not even see that the same way. So that's helped me a lot in the fear part of the programming of the words. And same with numbers. I never went with numbers the way I was taught, no matter how I was tried to be almost practically beaten into me on a certain level. I never resonated with it. So it doesn't, there's things about Satan that I was laughing at, and just on a whole other level before. It doesn't even go with the awarenesses of how people speak. And same with flat earth and all of that, right? So when you're in grade 1 and grade 2 and you just kind of look around and you just keep on doing the whole stuff anyways, but your mom's Canadian with Ukrainian heritage? Right on. I was wondering, I was like, why did I name the stream Blue Juin if I ain't even pulled a blue card? Yeah, Chad. Just find the way to connect with me and then we'll figure out from there. And go ahead, you can ask anything. I'm not good at leading people to videos specifically because I always just name. I just name stuff what I name it, so it's not findable in a way. Jay, thanks for writing that out. I didn't take it in that way, but yeah, I meant that in a nice complimentary way about my mother, not comparing her creepy way, just strong connection. Yeah, that's what we felt. And that's the thing is that, like, it's, yeah, especially with Mother's Day. That day was really, like, not, it pivoted and changed everything in my whole as above, so below. So, you sharing what you shared that day and just being there here was a big deal, right? It's not funny, the energy of Mother's Day. Father's Day is coming up right now, and it's like my whole body wants to just puke, right? Am I ready to harness like that feeling collectively? Me hope the masculine is like in an empowered way big time before it hits, because as the mama bear, me not know how I'm going to sustain it. You know, that it's been, there is no judgment and full awareness of why my ex is living the timelines he's living. But that being said, we're still in like, a lack of that energy. So, we don't know, man. Yeah. I feel, Jay, as well within you that the frequency of you is of forgiveness. So whatever you had with your mother, you empower yourself of it. If that makes any sense at all. And what do I mean by that is an empowered masculine that's forgiven their mother no matter what, treats other feminine really, really in a high elevated level. It's just not possible to be right with your own self and your mother figure, the feminine in your life, and then not just leak empowerment towards other feminine without even trying. It's just a part of the flow. It's the same with empowered feminine. It's just not possible for someone like myself. There's nothing inside me that wants to disempower any masculine, right? It's not in our best interest at all for anybody. And one of the things that I find really hard in like the society, the vibration, the frequency, the collective that we're in right now is that, like, fuck, man, women don't empower masculine and other feminine. Me sitting there, walking in public just to say something nice to a masculine because they're like dying inside and nobody's being nice. So me is guided to just random. I told the story last week of the father with his child and how he was on the beach and he was screaming inside, like, I don't know how to do this anymore, help me. So me's guided to go talk to him a little bit and just kind of empower him. As I was telling him, like, kind of like one thing about making sure that he didn't feel like a bad dad, that he felt like the best dad ever who just had no clue in the moment, because it's hard. Because that's the thing, is how he was imprinting his son in the moment was with zero positivity, but that's all he gets anywhere, right? So rubber at work, rubber out from, go do this, go do that, do it this way, no, you didn't do that right this way, you didn't, blah. Like, I could hear the feminine in his head from all the lineage of him needing to be told, like, you're an awesome dad, you're taking care of your kid. Just like he needs to be told once he's doing something awesome, like, so did he. Like, come on, you know? There's a lot of people labeling other people as, like, the narcissist and then this and then that. It's like, guess what, baby? You never paid attention to fucking anybody in your fucking life. You don't know your fucking husband. And you see he's the narcissist? Flip it around and give some energy back and see what happens. Right? Like, I'm sorry, but I've been doing this a long time. And for all the videos that pop up in my feed, like, what the fuck? Does nobody, like, wake up and say, like, I was a cocksucker and I didn't act well and I'm the narcissist today? Or I've been the one? Like, I don't get it. There's a lot of wounded people, but there's nobody taking accountability for being the wounders. You know, I did this. I'm accountable. Yeah, I mean to. We won't do it anymore. But, like, whoa, I realized what I was doing too. People aren't even nice to basic people in their life. You can't come on here and be nice to me and then not empower the women right beside you. And that is felt, Jay, right? That is how close we are all linked together is, you know, you can't just go and admire and watch other people and think they're awesome. You got to be in your reality, empowering people to feel awesome as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's beautiful. I feel my mom's power and love lives through me. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Jay. Forgiving is key. Without mistakes, there's no forgiving. Without forgiving, there's no love. And that's the thing, is the pure gratitude for just being alive through a parent, and then the utter realization that soul contracts they get played out the way they're meant to be. So being really proud of somebody who didn't do the best job that you wanted at the time, because it's what made you into what you were. And that's where the forgiveness wheel as well is that, you know, that's it. Forgive. There are parents who still haven't forgiven their children for being born. It's not about, you know, it's, right? Hey, how's it going, Eddie? Meekness. That's such a thank you would write meekness right there. Mika is Road Trip Eddie's cat. Meekness, Mika. He loves polar bears. Thank you. I hope that was for me. I'm grabbing it. Hey, Bridget. We just pulled that, Bridget. Lots of love back. How am I feeling today? Very good. Light blue. Very blue. If I got blue somewhere, I'm good. Hey, good for you, Eddie. Road Trip says, special positive blessings to all. Feel my positive vibe. I'm in the dealership getting my wobbly front replaced. Super happy. Best 2K I ever felt happiest spending. Oh, yeah. Do you got it cash or is it going to be a transaction? If it's cash, just wave that stuff around. Just go play in the bathroom with it. Oh, ask the dude. He's like, say, can I go in the office? I just want to throw this around. Catch it. As a joke. Oh, tell them you're going to pay in pennies. Tell them you're going to pay in pennies. Eddie. Oh, you guys still have pennies, eh? Right on. I caught that from Chad. Got my attention and smiles. Yeah. Polar bears for sure. It is. It's really hard, Eddie, right now, especially one of the things I read through the comments and just this is happening. It's real. Everything is amazing. You feel like in your most epiphany, like nothing's ever going to hit me again, and then all of a sudden you're on your knees of I don't even know what hit me. So it's important to realize, and it's not taking accountability, but there are moments right now where it's so strong. what we're pulling through as a collective. It's not about just the individual and saying, I'm grounded and I'm eating good and everything's going to be fine. Sometimes you just don't even. And the more you're connected, the more certain things will come out of the blue in order for the warnings, the things we need to know in order to be ready for other timelines coming in. Right? So, especially those of us who feel the phantom pain, when we feel that, it's in order to just send the energy where it's asked. People aren't reaching out and saying, hey, I just destroyed my back, I can't move. They hold that in and they're in a ball and they can't move. And so we're sending energy when we feel certain things pass through. It's real, right? I only need a certain amount of validation to know. And when I said last week, right? I don't know who kicked their knee in and what happened, but I had to shake it off. It was that bad. Boom, Michelle, right? Witch moon, I see you just appeared. That one time in the spring, in the winter, I'm doing a live stream and I say, oh my God, I'm having a contraction pass through, guys. This is real, contraction. Angie comes back to say someone is in labor. Me not know that person that was in labor, but Angie being on the phone knowing that person's in labor gave me the contractions. That's real, right? Maybe not for everyone's reality, but mine. Pennies. Me loves pennies. Yeah. There's good days and bad days. We do have control over our mental state. All of it. Easier said than done, I know, but it's true. Exactly, Eddie. And the easiest way to have it said and done is to allow for witness, to reach out, to share. It doesn't have to be, it can be just through the heart space, right? As well. To really grasp what's needed at the time. It's not in our best favor to go and try to reach out and say everything out loud that's going on, because it just elevates the fear sometimes. So not saying it, but wanting somebody there, or whatever. Find your ways. We all have them. Just gotta harness your tool chest. Eddie says, cash, I slept in it. Mostly 20s, out of pocket. So it was about 500, thanks to blah, blah, blah investment. Right on. Oh, I'm caught up to the chat. Oh, no. I love happy days. Usually I'm just a stabilized, ossified zombie in the middle. But days like this, woohoo. I was listening to the song Happy Days. Like literally the song from the show. You on the road, Witch Moon? Dropping love, taking stuff, taking care. You heard the church bells. No signal much. Thank you so much for just the check-in, Angie. I love you. Jay, really? I heard putting penny in a flower vase makes flowers last longer. That's funny. I used to always have pennies with my flowers. Yeah, Jed, we are all connected. The more we actually harness that is what's going to empower us all as a collective and individually. One of the things that it's hard, people don't want to be brought into the awareness that you can float around the synchronicities and love that you think about somebody when a certain song is on, and the grasping of the realization that, certain things, but we're all in. That's why I shared the squirrel this morning. It's not fair to my dude, who I filmed him a lot. Did I, upload them all? No. But his energy is part of my YouTube channel. And I'm not just going to leave him over there and pretend that didn't happen and share it for the beauty of the circle of life. It's just not possible. Because, that's where we're at, is we're all connected. We don't just get to go like, oh, I'm detached today, and so nothing I do matters, nothing I say matters, everything, I can just think all this stuff and act this way, and it's not going to have a ripple effect. But guess what? It's even bigger now and faster, the ripple effect of not, making the highest choice, not opening and keeping, so the push and pull of how it feels for a body to not be in their highest, best timelines. There's, that's why there's sirens popping off at all times. Somewhere at all times, somebody's not feeling good enough right now for the sirens to be used. And they only use the sirens when they need them here. Right? So it's big. We gotta move. The sun's gonna come around at some point, right? I swear my clouds are like, whoa. Here. I'm just gonna put it like that for a bit. I'm gonna take a minute. Thinking, try to remember a song. It's Guitar Town. It has Tennessee in it. Oops, I think. Oops, too much brick. Yeah, Chad, definitely. I as well. If you put your hands together and slowly pull them apart, you can feel the magnetic push and pull. Not quite sure what to do with it yet, but just been using it to channel thoughts. I'm in Ontario. Just off the Great Lakes. Road trip Eddie, how was your weekend, Genevieve? It sucked balls. It sucked balls, Eddie. I haven't been able to really manifest a lot of certain things in the last 4 days, so it's kind of just having a happy to be alive day. So physically, the energy and stuff is so huge right now, Eddie, that what I have that is open and flowing is magnetic beyond words. So therefore, like, it's past surreal. What So I can only go out and do and be. The sinks are so. The sinks are so high. Canor, Canor. The sinks are so high. What's being shown to me, I already had thin veils, but what's being shown is even more, to the point where it can destabilize my true north when I'm driving. So going to exactly where I know I'm going, and then looping, turning around thinking I missed an exit, then looping around and being like, what? Where the fuck I be? Because the objects in the sky are so prevalent. Like, it's so, everything in plain sight, that the stability of being able to anchor in, uh, you know, protect and serve the car, versus whoa, is that elevated. So the full oracle flow, not able to flow at 144 pace, and then being in the middle of stuff just is a learning curve beyond anything. Open thought patterns are just like, it's everywhere, right, Eddie? For me, there's no. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard, and it's beautiful, and just, yes, for the red and the blue, yes. Exactly, Eddie. On those days, just let it go, let it pass. But I understand one can't always escape when things need to get taken care of or addressed. I have a life where there's not much, and I can, and I do. And it has to, because otherwise I'm working against myself. So if my body cannot be in certain places, it's not for any greatest good for me to be in those places anyways, because I'm not guided to be there. So for myself, the last 3 to 5 days has been a lot of anchoring in of certain things. The releasing of timelines, that's why there's a lightness of being again, to myself. Others on my timelines will feel it as well, sooner than later. One of the things that I found validation of through, another channel, is that those of us blueprinters, whether we know what we're doing or not, are opening certain things for the alliance part, the card that I pulled earlier, for this part to come into fruition. All right, so more and more, the message coming through for individuals is that your soul tribe is coming, or go towards your soul tribe, and then being guided like boom, 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 fast, to the point where the truest tests of faith right now are going to, and have been, and will be served. What does that mean? Everybody's screaming inside, I don't belong here, I'm ready, or I want to find home. Well, are you going to? If home offers itself to you, are you going to magnetize towards it and empower and build? Or are you going to step back into staying in, the loops of certain timelines in order to keep on growing? Because there's no judgment. There's none. If anything, the full circle of the last 5 days of the exact horror of, like, exactly what's enabling timelines to stay in place, versus the absolute unconditional allowing of the mother has, I'm glad to say, the mother won in me. That's all I have left inside, really. So it wasn't hard for her to win, but it was a struggle at times, to be honest. And fuck, who knows? I say that right now, but who knows how I'll feel later, right? We don't know. I'd rather be honest about it. It's what's coming through, right? Thanks, Eddie. You say you're a super mom also. You may not see it, but I do. Thanks for imprinting and writing that out. All I've had throughout um, May is not positive imprinting for my mother, me. So the positive imprinting that comes from anywhere, me grabbing it right now, Eddie. Thank you. Good. Yeah, Bridget, same here. I'm feeling the love energy all around, healing me. Sometimes it's painful, but not for long. The love foundation is sturdy, stable, and grounding. Exactly. For myself, I'm, I've never had, or I did not think I could ever have so much fear pass through. And when I question, like, why are my timelines this way? And, you know, the anger that passes through of, like, I'm a master manifester. Why am I told to just show up and not manifest? And that when I do try to manifest, it does not work in my favor. When I've listened to certain guidance because it comes from a pure heart, because, like, you know, this worked for me, do this, do that, or think this way, or it's messed everything up on another level. So I had a full faith of abundance coming in, and it was. And then I derailed my own self by listening to the perception of, you know, you're not doing anything. Because I'm on a matrix level, I'm not. I'm worthless on a matrix level. I don't exist. I'm like behind, all of that. And that's the truth. So, but from a higher level, I'm doing exactly, embodying exactly every single thing the way that I'm asked to. But the yin and yang and not having, you know, certain things is taking its toll big time. But the realization of why I'm in these timelines is in order to so understand that there's so many masculine and feminine right now that are not feeling safe. And the knowing that because I have a parallel type of timeline actually helps empower me to help others feel safe, even if they're not safe in the moment. And I know that's like, but that's the truth. When you can see the reflection of somebody who's being honest, like me, that like I am in chaos sometimes, and it's like fear, like big fear. Then the knowing that, you know, guess what? I'm not the only one. May it help anybody else, right? One of the things that I find that's, you know, what the flow is that assuming just because I will speak for hours on a live stream that everything's fine, and no one asking the same thing of me that I ask freely all day, everywhere that I can, right? I know what you meant. I get it. I do, Chad. I really do. Thank you. Yeah, I do. I do have the emerald tablets. Ooh, tablets. Knowledge as above, so below. But maybe I'll go refresh myself of where I'm guided. Thank you for that. Thank you, Blue. Your path is blazing, vibrant illumination. Thanks, Bridget. It's been a special week, and just yeah, no words. Sun's coming around me. Hey, Emoji King. How's it going, Jack? I'm gonna grab Mama Killa and lead her into the blue. Yeah, the birds are nice, and I haven't fed them in a while, birds or the squirrels, just because I don't want to imprint them specifically to have, you know, me and their reality dependent. So, but they live here, so they kind of have no choice to come back. All their little nests are like everywhere. They live here. I don't have to feed them. One's gonna come shit on my head and say, yeah, you do. Oh, here he comes. Yeah, your worth is so obvious to the love that it's a challenge to experience worthlessness illusion. Yeah, for myself, I'm like the richest I've ever been. I'm not, in any timelines of things that just, right? You just fed the birds, Emoji King? All right on. Boston birds just got fed. Mama Killa, the Incan goddess of the moon, presides over the power, cycles, and seasons. The moon rules the night sky, returning full 13 times a year. The ancients marked time by the moon to know when to plant, when to harvest, when to store food, and when to celebrate fertility. Right now, you're invited to see what is familiar and decide whether you need to improve on it, or leave things as they are, or leave things behind. The answer to your inquiry can be found in the timing of things in the cycle that you are in. You can apply the idea of natural cycles to relationships, creative projects, personal growth, and more. If you are honest with yourself, you will see there's no way to control these cycles, only to use the creative energy that they offer to help you. You're open to change, Emoji King? Right on. Oh yeah, they will, if you need that. I have the biggest spider dude. He's like this big. I swear, his legs are fucking more chunky than mine. Well, he's only this big, but he's right there. And I looked up at him and I was like, oh, baby, if you come on my head, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. Spider babies will be here anytime. Talked about to cover the front yard in bird seed. Help get rid of the spiders. Yeah, the birds are super happy. Wrens will eat black widows. I had to keep a few in my basement from an overpopulation of widows. All right on, says Emoji King. I've seen you somewhere else. Awesome. Yeah, you should. It's rare that there's not a flow, right? So people passing through, or if you do go back in my videos or anything, you'll see comments from people that
Are you gonna eat the rest of that pasta?
no.
Can you warm it up for me?
No. Cold pasta.
Love you.
My cat got a red bird the other day. I was ready to take her down a long road and drop her off. No, you gotta be proud of your pets. He knows it's hard, but I had a lady in my life last summer. And she would cry with what her cat brought her, but I was like, you must see the circle of life, that your cat is like the ultimate hunter. And I know it's hard to turn it around, but like if your cat, like something happened, it could survive on its own. She's like, I never thought of it that way. I was like, at this point, the only way to help yourself would be to like really go look at the spiritual meaning of all these animals. Because if your cat is actually bringing you all these animals, what the heck? I don't even see these animals in our reality, and you're getting them sacrificed at your door. To try to really have her open her perception of like why, because she was so offended and hurt every time that it's like her cat brought her more and more, right? So I'm not sure what timeline she chose for that, but and redbird, that's a sync. Was it a cardinal? Because we have cardinal syncs throughout the live stream, specifically Nicholas and Michelle Lee Cannon Free. Fly Like an Eagle, Steve Miller Band, boom. Just listening to that before I came in the live stream. Yeah, the birds do seem happier, especially when we are happy. So some people right now would not perceive that statement as the way I do or you do, Eddie, where you say that the birds are happier. Some people feel that the birds are not happier, and it brings them fear to hear more crows or more bird activity right now. So I'm just putting that into the awareness that some people's reactions right now are not based or feel happy because they're overcoming a fear of certain programs of certain animals. So meaning the swarms and more and more. I can't go on a drive right now without seeing a sign for eliminating spiders or something outside, right? Pest control. So the prevalence of the fear of the pests is amplifying the pests, just like everything else, right? So yeah, Bridget had to take action into her own hands, eh? I just used Raid. We had hobo spiders and one gave my hubby a nasty bite. Yeah. Aw. I don't like to kill things, but I'll stomp a spider really quick. Once I jumped on a tarantula. There's tarantulas in Oklahoma? You don't know that. I didn't know there was tarantulas there because it ran at me early in the morning in the front door. I found out it was mating season, so I felt bad. No shit, eh? Oh, dude, I'm so sorry me killed you before you got to go make babies. We don't have spiders in our reality here, and had been more than terrified of spiders and bugs all my life. But the full circle of that is that someday I'll have my own tarantula. Hey, little dude, you're so handsome. This squirrel's coming. You got no nuts for you, buddy. He's so coming. I'm gonna film him. Hang on. Oh, he's my dude. Can you see him? You can't tell. Oh, can you see him? Can you see him on his steps? God, there he goes. Oh man. I forget what I was saying. I squirreled. Oh yeah. So the one tarantula I've had in my reality on my body once, of my own free will, saying, just don't let her go in my hair. Catfish has been showing the moon during cartwheels and reading hieroglyphs a few years now. Right on. We have sturgeon here. Well, a lot of other fish, but sturgeon is the fish that I connect to the most. You know, I know there's catfish around, but they're not part of my, it's the sturgeon that are my dudes. It is nice out here, Eddie. Hopefully the spider got it before I got it. I know, eh? Of course, right? From the perspective of the spider, he died happy, or she died happy. Well, you know. I haven't killed a spider on purpose in a long time. One that I did, for real, it scared the shit out of me and I killed it. I was in, when I was in Cape Breton in 2019. And the night before I was guided to leave, I went to run a bath and the spider was in the bathtub telling me to leave. And I was like so mad. I was like, I did not get all the way to Cape Breton and have this place like right by the water, and I won't leave. And so I flushed him down the drain. I did. I fucking murdered the messenger. Just like in 300, man. Fucking boom. Murdered the messenger. Stuck him down the drain. And then ended up leaving the next night at 6:30. Like boom, hit the highway. 8 hours straight. But yeah, I killed a messenger. I don't know what that is. That's S. Simpson thing. I don't know what that is. Emoji King. Spider bite has rendered you unconscious before? Yeah. I'm not going to put too much energy towards spider bites in general because that's just going to make me be scared again, to be honest. I mean, I like being unconscious for no reason or by surprise, right? I mean, I like being unconscious without my own free will saying I'm going to bed. Oh, boom. Offering. It is in New Mexico. I have a band that I started following from the time I was on Facebook, the Whiskey Raiders. I think they're from Tennessee. Not like super popular or anything that I know of, but... Oh, it's a musician. Okay, I didn't know that. I could feel there was something that was different, but I didn't know what it was. I'll look that up if I think about it. Can you see the clouds? I call them clouds, but can you see them crack? Oh man. Go for a drive. Going on south to the lake. Caw, caw, can you hear him? Eddie says, oh, I used to travel Highway 65 often back in the 80s, Chicago to Alabama. Love the Tennessee River Valley. I never thought of that. Milky Way was in Tennessee, wasn't he? We never thought of that. Wasn't Brian in Tennessee? I'm gonna pull another card and I'm gonna be done. Sun is hitting my devices, they're gonna overheat. I can barely see the screen because of the sun. I'm gonna go take off a layer of black. 12:44. Kid comes to the door. Yeah, I got that weird sunburn and like one stripe, and the rest everywhere else is fine, and then not so. I gotta get some layers. There's a robin down there. Anyone got any robin sinks? Boom, jade. Jade, Jade. Eddie, if you and Lily Rose wanted to drive to a forest, how far is a drive like that? It depends what kind of forest, like, you know what I mean? Intimate wise, or, you know, not far, Eddie. Not far. It depends which way. 10 to 15 minutes anyway. Well, except for the lake way. So, check North Bay on the map, man. Like, seriously, it's like the gateway to the north, because after North Bay is just, it's sporadic. So it's because Toronto migrated and became the Muskokas, and now North Bay is starting to reach that basin, right? But otherwise, like it's just bush. Tomogamy, where I used to live, Eddie, is an hour away, and that's just one road in, one road out, surrounded by bush and lake. So I'm just right. I'm at the pass of where, you know, certain things are and then are not. So, you know, once you leave here, to drive in a certain direction for a certain amount of time, there's no gas available. In the winter, fall, and early spring, there's no grocery store available for 2 hours of a passage, right? So that's how north. And it's not extreme north, but we're the beginning of the north. So one thing I learned years ago is that like the beginning and then the ripple effect, like how prices and certain things, right? The access to availability to even have certain things exist in our reality, how has become over time in the last 20 years, for example, but the ripple effect of what's not available other places that are really, really small that had services that don't, so that people have to come, in order to have supplies here. So it's a loop of weird. Yeah, good. Grab the people that you resonate with, Chad, for sure. Yeah, it's love and warmth here. Access to share, feel it and spread it to others. No, Eddie, I would not. The only reason I relocated here to be here is because it's a divine detour for the winter, and that's it, right? So where I was in Calendar was just, well, that was more of a beach place, but still, just behind the highway was bush, right? Or farmland. Farmland is what I'm used to around me. Yes, the trees are like magnificent in Ontario. We still have a lot of old growth. That's what tomogamy is. Tomogamy was very controversial back a while because of all the prevalent logging and then the protection of the land. So it's still a sensitive subject, and tomogamy, like 15, 20 years later, of all the protection of the land versus what was lost toward in other people's perception of certain things, right? So I was told specifically when I moved to tomogamy, got looked in the eye because I was working in a business, and looked in the eye and said, like, you can't be like the tree hugger here. And I said, but that
The iPad did.
the iPad overheated. I'm gonna shut the stream off.